Hello everyone, welcome back. It is Angela. Always lovely to have you with me. It is a really hot day. I think we say that a lot in the UK. We moan when it's hot, we moan when it's cold. It's very hot for me today, so I've got the window open, so I'm just apologizing up front if you hear any loud barks or anything like that from the surrounding areas. Right, today we are going to use up the little embellishments that we made, or let's say the little labels and things that we created on Sunday from scraps. So we had all of these. I've got them in the tray here. Loads of them that we did. If you haven't seen that, then go and catch the video before, which is called Stamping Our Scraps. And I have also cut out a couple of my fussy cuts, floral fussy cuts. These are from probably the first digitals I ever made, these are just some of the pages. I've got two different kits. Some of them I've cut full size, some of them I have printed two to a page. So here's just a piece where you can see this page, which is half the size, so you can either print it 50%. If you're not sure how to do that, I actually did put out a video about a year ago on how to make the most of your digitals, and it discusses this type of thing. So whether you've got a Microsoft based computer or a Mac, I'll show you both options, so go and have a look at that. I'll put it in the link below. It's always good to know how to work with your digitals and get the most out of them. Right, enough nattering. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. A couple of things. I've got some book pages here, different types. I've also got some bits left over from the kit that we're working on. Any theme, any book pages will do. I've got a variety here so I can give you some ideas. Alright, so normal book pages. I usually use two of these if they're thin to glue them together. I've got a birthday book that looks like this. Some pages are not so exciting, others are. This is half a page left over from one of my journal pages. This one's from my I never remember Spring Splendor kit. I've got Secret Garden in my head, so I want to call it Spring Garden. I want to sort of blend the two, but this is Spring Splendor. All right, so that's what that is. I'm going to show you this. I've also got another page from a book that I have, which is pretty. You wouldn't need to do much with that one, but on the other side it's sort of like this. I'm going to show you the kind of things that you can do. So go and grab what you have, the exciting pages and the not so exciting pages, and let's get to it. Right, I'm going to just put that up there a little bit. I'm going to grab the book page. Now what I've done here is I have taken two, as I said to you. I use my glue stick and I just stick these two together. So I just saw a little bit here that I haven't quite got to, so I've got two over here. Just stick them together, and I have just trimmed that down. Now for me, I will end up stitching around here. It's purely decorative. You can just use glue to glue the sides. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So I've got this one. I'm going to get them all ready. So this particular one, book pages are all different. This one is about 9 inches by about 5.5. Alright, so I'm just folding this up for bottom flap. So this is what, 3 inches up, and then I leave about 1.25 inches, and then I fold a flap down. So we're going to make a simple envelope with that. Right, as I said to you, you can either take your glue and just glue the edges here. So it would be those two. Yeah, I'm not putting a lot of glue on mine because I will stitch it. Right, so there you would have an envelope now, and you're good to go. I am going to, though, as I said to you, once I've got them all sorted, I'm going to just stitch along here around the edge, just for decorative purposes, nothing else. It's not a requirement. All right, so that's what I do with book pages, and then we are good to go, and I'm going to show you how we decorate them. Alright, so if we take this page here, I quite liked the decorative elements on here, with the borders especially. I want to just make this a little bit narrower, so I'm going to just sort of go there Now you can use your scissors, don't need to get your craft knife out, but you know I do love a craft knife, so I find it easier. Alright, and we're going to just trim that down there, and I think that side needs just a little bit off, so not much. So you just want to take a page that you have that you're not using, and it's going to make a beautiful project with this as well. Alright, now I think this one was a misprint. It's got this on the back, and I actually prefer that, but again, same piece of paper that you've got left over from your journal pages, we're going to again just fold that up. So I'm probably going to do that, what, 3 inches up? No, not quite. There, so we've got that pretty image, and then just make a flap. And I'm doing the flap pretty narrow because I'm going to put something on there, so you can make it as low or as high as you want. And also you've got pretty goodies there from those two, which looks really nice. So we've got 2, and then we want to take these types of pages again, same thing, fold the base up, fold that down, and you've got another little envelope. All right, so was that everything? Oh, and then the birthday book, I've already folded this one. Again, I've just folded that up and folded that down. Now, if you don't want something to be upside down, then you can always chop that off there. So let's do it to this one. Chop that off, chop the bottom flap off. If you're going to, if that annoys you, right, and then you can turn it the right way, so the leaves should be going down like that. Now you're able to go and stick this on the edge there. Yeah, I thought I'd glued it the wrong way around. Okay, so there, that's the right way around, and you can do the same with that as well. For me, because I am going to stitch it, I will put them the right way around, but it doesn't really matter because we are going to cover up most of it anyway. So yeah, you can just go and stick that there like that, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here, so because I'm going to stitch it, so I'm going very little with the glue just to keep it in place really. All right, so we've got these 4 options here. So what I'm going to go do now is stitch around these, and I'll be back here in a moment. Okie dokes, so I have sewn all around the edges here, as you can see. Sometimes it makes these big holes. Just take your bone folder and use the point, put a lot of pressure onto that point and just flatten them. You've seen me do that before. Right, so there we go, and then just ink around the edges if you like to do the inking, and you can do this in any color as well. Right, so I think I am going to start with the smallest one here, and it's too cute. I mean, this looks lovely as it is, but I'm going to zhuzh it up a bit, so let's do that. Right, so using what I've said, I've just grabbed a couple of bits here. Come on, you little stamps, and we're going to just pretty these up now. So I'm sort of going in types of colors here. I've got one of these beautiful labels which is printed on the background, and I'm going to just get these stuck down. I mean, these are not something new, but I do love to let me just move that a little bit over. I do love to pretty up book pages, and envelopes are so handy to store your ephemera in. So this is one of the flowers. I've clipped off a bit here just to make it the size to fit on here. So I pruned it, that's it. And yeah, I do like envelopes. They make gorgeous additions to just go over the page and clip it on, and great for storage and just so pretty. So yeah, make them out of whatever you have. And I mean, with everything that we're using today, book pages, scraps, I mean, that's just perfect, isn't it? You know, pretty much nothing really. Now you can always use flowers that you cut out of books as well, you know, old books. Right, so I've got, these 3 and that are all from the scraps that we made together on Sunday. So I'm just giving a little bit of a distressing bit. This is from a little bit of a book page, and I'm going to use this one, Paid Eagle Post, Adams Express. I bet that was a real thing too. You know, I did watch a film once about the history of postage, and it really intrigued me. I'm always, there was a thing, Pony Express, always so interesting, the start of the postal service. So yeah, things like that I find interesting. Right, I'm doing some little layers here, or collages, or you know, a bit of everything really, and I'm just putting them on here. So we're going to put this one on here like that, and transform it. Okay, this is just step one. Yeah, so I hope the weather's good to you where you are. I see a lot of people telling me how cold they are, and gosh, I feel for you. I hope you're keeping warm. I mean, I know that's quite something to when you're cold. That's the front. I'm going to carry on with the next one. This is the next one. Pretty. So what I'm going to do here is grab a couple more goodies, and you can see that I'm just adding in everything from there, and I'm actually going to cover that picture because I can. You know, you don't have to, but I already have one of these in my journal on one of the journal pages, so you know, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to put that there. Yeah, so it is hard to keep warm sometimes. I found getting those oversized hoodies that look like they're made out of a blanket really kept me warm. Lots of layers, lots of socks and things. Yeah, so I know that the southern hemisphere are really cold at the minute, and we're the other way. As I was saying, we are completely the other way. We are boiling, and for us, I know 31 degrees Celsius yesterday here in the Midlands. For us, that's hot in this country. I've experienced hotter in other countries. When I lived in South Africa, I'd wake up at 5:30 and have a swim in the pool, you know, because it was so boiling. And there it got to 41. But I have long time left and climatized. 31, I can't take it. 41, you know, was my sort of threshold. But yeah, horrible. I'm not a fan. I will be looking for my air conditioner and hauling that out the other room. Yeah. Well, this I found making these little stamps was really relaxing. I got rid of loads of my scraps, and I will be adding more to them. I found them really useful, so I'm going to just put this little one here. And yeah, I recommend that you give it a go when you're wanting something to keep your hands busy. You know, I do find when I sit down and watch the telly, I'm looking for something to eat if I don't keep my hands busy, and that's the truth. I'm terrible. This I took from my collage page from the same kit, but any butterflies are always a wonderful, or any pollen, or any insects, pollinators. I love bees as well. We're gonna just, where are we gonna put you? Just there? Yeah. And then this little oney. So we're going through these. You can have fun. This is like mindless fun. You can just pull them all together. When I did this, I got this ready last night because I thought, oh gosh, I can't be sitting in here faffing. And when it died tomorrow, the heat is still very bad. So I just put them together in 15 minutes. Right, so we've got this one now. Love that one. It's pretty. So I am going to, what am I going to put on here? So I think I'm going to go with the peach and the nice olive color. And look, I'm using a book page label. So we're going to get that stuck on. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any fussy cuts to add to projects. I definitely think so. So get that stuff done. And it doesn't really inspire us when it's in a pile, in the scrap pile really, but once you do something with it, things come to mind. And I was watching one of my lovely ladies, Linda, she posted in my Facebook group saying that she was in a bit of a creative slump and lost her mojo. Hi Linda. lovely to see you and Sue crafting together again. And it's just something that she got her creative juices flowing again. So, you know, if you're feeling like that's where you are, then get out all those stamps, throw a pile of scraps on your table, and, you know, have a go at it, because it's fun. It is fun. Right, I'm just doing a pile of stuff here. Got one of these little olive stamps as well, and I do like this color. Olive, crushed olives. Yeah, might be one of my new faves. Yeah, I'm just zhuzhing up some of these with a bit of ink. Yeah, and everybody's got different stamps, so, you know, it makes it creative. And go and get out those ones you haven't even opened, because I bet you have them. Even the ones that come from magazines and all sorts. Right, so let's get this down. Yeah, it's fun, fun, fun. I do love it. And these would make beautiful gifts, stationery gifts, you know, as well as going into your journal. You could make a few of these, put them in a little box that you make from a sheet of paper, and gift them with a ribbon around it. Yeah. So, sheet of cardstock, not a sheet of paper. I think you need some kind of, you know, rigidity. Right, I'm going to just put that over there. And I'm loving how all these colors, I was trying to pick the one I've stuck down up. Oh my gosh. Right, so we do a few of these like that. And then this little last one, do I want to put on something else? Do I? Do I? Maybe on here where the white is. I'm going to put it on there. Right. Okay, so I've got 3 there. I'm going to do one more, probably speed this one up. So let's do that. So let's turn it over. I'll just pull these over here again. All these different colors that we've got to work with. I love that they've got pretty backgrounds. Right, so we want that. I'm going to put a little bit over there. I'm going to stick this one. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Oh, it's going to move. It's going to move for me. Thank you. And we'll get this one down. Alright everyone, so I have quickly just put those 4 together. Now I'm not going to have time to show you every single detail on the back, but I just thought I'd show you what you can do on the back of this. Now not all of them will need this, but because this one's got more writing on it, I've just grabbed a couple of my scrappy bits here and torn them off. Yeah, so this particular one could do with something, so I've just taken those scraps, 2 of them, and then one of these little sort of labels. Yeah, I think that it can go either way really. I just wanted to cover this bit up somehow, probably this way. Yeah, okay, so let's get that down. So if you've got a lot of writing that you don't really like, I mean the Edith Harden writing I love, but even that, you don't want too much. So on something like this, you can just, you know, take a couple of scraps, just tear them with your hands and layer them up. Now I get that one just sort of like that. There we go. Now you can carry on adding all sorts on here, all sorts. Probably want something with a bit more colour. I'm not sure, that's probably too big. But again, you know, I can just take a little flower. So let's grab one of these. That's too big. I'll probably go with, will the rose fit? Yes, perfect. You know, don't be afraid. You can just layer it all up and it looks so pretty with that little tray of goodies that you've got on hand. So this is going to cover up that little space just there. perfect. Right, so that's what you can do with the back, but this is pretty, and I might not want to cover too much of that when you see what we're going to do. That one is really pretty, and I don't want to cover that up, so that's fine. And then this one's also, I turned it the right way around. You might want to just add just a little something, you know, that's not going to do it, but you might want to just add another one of these little labels or something, you know. And I think that would be enough there. Right, so what I thought we would do now is gather a couple of fabrics, maybe sari if you've got some, and a couple of trims. So I've got a couple of trims here, and I'm not going to sew, but I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. So I'm going to get my sweetie jar. My sweetie jar. See, these are the things I shove in my mouth when I'm in front of the telly, so I'll just put that in there. And then what I wanted to do was I just wanted to add a couple of bits here, so you just need your scissors really, and you can use your pinking shears, you can tear it, you can gather it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just cut it. So here we go. These aren't really my fabric scissors, but I've left those downstairs. Now if you want, you can take your pinking shears, because they're here in my caddy. You can do this. I don't think we use these enough anymore. You know, there's the advent of the overlocker, so these have sort of gone out the window, haven't they? So that'll just like decorate the edge a little bit. These are just fabrics from my Spring Splendor bundle. I'm going to stick that on there. Yeah, or do I want it this way? What I say is because I want to put a bit of lace on here, or a bit of trim. No, I'm going to stick it this way. Be decisive. I'm going to do that. So we're going to just get that on the end here. Like that. Just make sure I've got it right. Yeah, that looks about even. And then it's just a case of taking some trim and adding that over there. So you can take a shorter trim, so this one, or you could take a wider, a narrower trim, or you could take a wider trim. How pretty is that? And then we can just stick that one over that edge. Now this lace piece comes from my lace bundle in my shop. So how lovely is that? So that would go over your page, and that's what you'd see on the one side, and that's what you'd see on the other. Now you can add little clusters on the end here, but I'll be here all day, so I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. There's the first one. Now again, it's just a case of deciding what you want to put where. So here I might think, okay, a little bit of the green. Now you can tear it, so let's give that a go. Let's see if I can tear it, give it a bit of a rough, shabby look. Right, so we get that there, and I've got this one, and I think I'm going to put that on there. Yeah, how pretty is that? Beautiful. Now it doesn't have to be, you can put this through the middle as well. You could do that, or you could put it on the edge, whatever you want. Yeah, quite like the edge. Right, so let's get that one stuck down. And this one's going to go a little bit over the edge, but I don't want to cut the flower in half. So that's how we're going to do it. Like that. I might need a little bit more glue on the... Right, so there we go, and this will fray nicely. So there's another little one. How cute is that? I wanted to just use a little bit of sari, so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to need to put a lot of glue on here. You can sew it, but I'm not going to. Now my sari is can do with an iron, but I quite like the wrinkled look, so we're going to have a bit of trial and error here. Right, let's get to the end and open it up a little bit like that, and then I'm going to just get that there, and then I'm going to squish it as I go with my finger. Oops. Well, luckily with Fabri-Tac you can you've got time to change your mind. It's always a good thing, isn't it? Now this isn't the widest, sorry, but you can also zigzag it, of course, you know, use your sewing machine. But it's not always that we want to use our sewing machine or get the sewing machine out. Right, although mine's next to me. There we go, so you can do that. Yeah, so that's pretty as well, but I suppose you could also go and stick some of this underneath. Yeah, should we do that? Oh my gosh, that is so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, and then just the last one, I'm going to just go with a bit of this, I think. Might as well just carry on while I'm here. Now with this one you can do the pleats, you know, you could do that. Should we do that? I don't feel like getting my sewing machine out, so I'm going to just go straight with this, and I love this fabric. Alright, so I've got my pink daisy, sticking this on just to cover the halfway up, really. There we go. Got this one, and that looks so lovely. Again, I could make it, yeah, I might need to take off one of these. Let's take off that one. I love these. Gorgeous and easy embellishments to put onto anything, these daisies and flowers. I do love them. Right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to get it straight on the top. Gotta love some pink, don't we? All right, so there we go. We've got this lovely one. I'm going to go like that so you can see all the tops. And we've got this beautiful one. We've got this lovely one with some sari. Isn't that pretty? Gosh. And then we've got this beautiful one as well. And they're all very, very pretty. Okay guys, that's our little Tuesday project today. I'm glad I've done this morning. Even with the window open and the door, so you're probably hearing the TV and everything going on here. At least I wasn't overbearingly hot, but it's getting hotter by the moment. Go and have some fun and make these. And if you haven't, as I said, seen my video with this, then this is worthwhile and a great idea for any of the journals that you make. All right, so good to have on hand. And go and pull out all your trims and lace. My bundles are pretty much sold in my shop. However, I'm just busy packing the orders, so anything that remains I will then have a restock, and I will update you in the next day or so. All right, I'll have something else to share with you on Friday though, so stay tuned for that. Have a lovely week. If you are going outside and you live in the northern hemisphere and the weather's lovely, well, whether it's lovely or not, please put on sunscreen. And that wasn't a paid advertisement, please. It's a big scare of mine. My dad died of skin cancer and spent his life outside and put sun cream on way too late in his life. So please take good care of yourselves in the sun. And if it's cold, stay warm, put lots of socks on, lots of layers. And I'll see you all on Friday. Stay well, everyone. Bye.